I've stayed in every single Disney World hotel and I ranked this one the absolute highest. Let's tour Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Disney World has a lot of hotels. It's like around 20 and they're in all different price categories with all different themes. I've ranked every single one in a video that you can see on the channel now. And this one was my #1 in the deluxe category and my #1 overall, which is interesting because it's also one of the cheapest of the deluxe hotels. Now, is it cheap? No, I wouldn't call it that, but it is a wonderful hotel that I think is reasonably priced for what it offers. A little bit rarer to find in Disney World. Wilderness Lodge is in the deluxe category for Disney World hotels, and it opened in 1994, modeled after Old Faithful Lodge located in Yellowstone National Park. So, as you might guess, the overall theme is inspired by the Pacific Northwest and U.S. national parks. This hotel has a bunch of star amenities like the variety of dining, including character meals, boat access to Magic Kingdom, and a really nice proximity to that park, as well as nature trails. During this tour, we're going to check out all of those amenities, the hotel's theming in general, all of the different utilities that it offers, and we're going to go inside the rooms. Also expect to see pools, dining, we're going to eat, lots to see. This is a 4-star hotel and it did receive a designation from the Florida Green Lodging Program back in 2007. So pretty cool. We're obviously in the lobby. I think this is one of the best lobbies in Disney World. It is so beautiful. One of my favorite hotel lobbies of all time, honestly. It is technically a 6-story lobby, so absolutely beautiful. Got a 5-story fireplace sitting in the corner there with tons of rocking chairs in front of it. And they do burn that fire even in the summer because the vibes are there. Check-in is located right here at the check-in desk. You can check in as early as you'd like, but your room's not guaranteed to be ready until around 3 or 4 p.m., depending on whether you are staying in a Disney Vacation Club room or a standard hotel room here. Now, this hotel does offer Disney Vacation Club Villas. That is Disney's timeshare program, which you can buy into, but you do not have to be a DVC member, speaking of, to stay in a DVC room. They just do tend to be a little on the pricey side. I'm going to start with a tour of the room. This is not the first time I have done a tour of this hotel on the channel, so if you want even more information, you can check out a little bit of a COVID-y room tour from a few years ago. I'm going to toss it over to my friend Miranda, who did do a room tour when she stayed here a couple of weeks ago. So she is going to show us around. Miranda, over to you.
Hey everybody, so Quincy and I are staying at the Wilderness Lodge for the night, and I thought I would take you around our room and show you around. So let's go. Now we are staying in a standard room, so there's only 340 square feet of this room, but let me tell you, it is pretty spacious. On the door, you're gonna have the evacuation route. It's gonna show you where your room is located, all of these kinds of safety rules and regulations here and tips for in case you have an emergency. You also have kind of a safety latch here, right beside of where you scan your magic band on the outside. So if someone tries to come in, you can pull the door and that's gonna keep them from coming in. This is gonna be your master switch right here. Over on the side, you're gonna have the thermostat. You can turn it up and down right through here in the register. These doors will slide open and shut on both sides, but this is where your luggage caddy, your hangers, and your extra pillows and blankets are gonna be, just in case you happen to be somebody that wants to really snuggle in tight. So you can see that safety lock here on the extra pillows and blankets, 10 hangers, and a luggage caddy right here, so that way you make sure that your luggage doesn't sit on the floor. And this is gonna be your steamer, which is kind of a nifty perk here for one of the Disney Deluxe resorts. And of course your in-room safe, so you can key it to open it up. Now over on the opposite side, you got a sliding door here. I almost said glass door, but that would not have been right. So part of it is a mirror for some last looks before you hit the parks or go to Disney Springs for dinner. Part of it is going to be just wooden, but I love that beveled edge right around. It kind of gives it a nice like rustic feel here for the Wilderness Lodge. And then right here, you're going to have the split bathroom. So you've got lots of fun like southwestern motifs here, along with your master switches. There's a trash can right here at the very base. You've also got a couple of hooks here to hang your towels on. Lighted cosmetics mirror you can turn off and on. It also kind of swivels here. Your GFCI outlets. You do have a double sink that's kind of split up like a Jack and Jill. A couple of extra amenities here. If you're in need of some extra towels, you've got some right here underneath the vanity. Each side has, let's see, extra toilet paper and tissues. And then this is where your hairdryer is. But what I was about to say earlier is each side has a couple of cubby holes in case you brought along some of your own toiletries, like toothpaste or something. You want to kind of stick down in those little cubby areas. You've also got a couple of washcloths over here in this far corner, hanging towel, and then you've got that backlit mirror, which I absolutely love, and a couple of those can lights over top. Hey guys. Now turning over this direction, you do have your single bathroom. While there's not a whole lot to it, they have kind of jazzed it up as best they can. You've got a sliding glass door and a single toilet, couple of shelves for your towels there, another trash receptacle, and they've also got a towel hanger here and a little information about how Disney is learning to conserve more energy and more resources here. As you slide the door open, you do have a little rack here for all of your toiletries that you might need inside of the shower, along with the shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. There's also a step out towel. I love this feature as a parent and as someone who's accident prone. The bottom of the tub is kind of beveled there, so it's a little grippy, and I really appreciate that. It's a little deeper too, so if you have little ones that want to splash, this is ideal. The back is either tile or wooden, depending on the direction that you're facing. And you do have that double faucet there for the shower heads, which, one just to kind of have that rainfall effect, and the other one to detach and be able to kind of use around your body. And then over in the top corner there, you can see the clothesline, and that kind of connects right over here. So this is a pocket door. If you need it, you can press this little button here at the bottom, and then your handle pops out, and you're able to lock it from the inside. And I will have to say, all of these are pretty nicely built on the soft close system for the handles and the doors. Continuing our way around this 340 square feet of spacious room here, I really love how they've worked in the wilderness into the back splash of this little coffee nook area. So up top on the shelf, you have your ice bucket, but if you kind of move that out of the way, you've got Owl. Fun Disney characters there. And continuing on with the design, you can see Bambi chasing a butterfly there. This will also have its own lighting there, so you have a light switch particularly to work this area. Single serve Keurig, and then just underneath it you'll find all of the fixings for that. So you've got coffee cups, glasses, to-go cups, all kinds of Keurig K-cups, including some teas and condiments. Right underneath there is your mini fridge, and it's really more of a mini cooler than it is a fridge. So you'll want to be aware of that whenever you're packing for things or you're planning for things. If you're looking for something pretty frozen in a freezer, this probably won't do it, and you'll want to make sure that you check with the front desk. Let's say you might have some milk for infants that might need to be a little bit more on the frozen side. You'll want to line up an extra option for those kinds of things. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, the main feature here. Each of these is a standard double queen bed. They are kind of raised platforms, similar to how they are at the Disney Cruise Line ships, so you can put your luggage or just have extra places to store your bags. They've even gotten a few towels and washcloths together to form a hidden Mickey. You'll find lots of outlets here. Now these are going to be your standard outlets, and you have a floating nightstand, and each of the headboards on each side will come with a reading light. So in between both of the beds, you've got a nightstand, 2 of those regular US outlets, 2 USB-A outlets, a couple of lights here that's going to control these lights over top here. This side is going to have the Hey Disney plugged in, which is powered with Amazon. So if you had any questions or wanted to know anything about the parks, this is a great way to learn that without having to pull up the app. Got some really plush pillows here as well. It's really nice. Over on the ground, you've got the trash and recycling receptacles. I love how big this TV is, and it does kind of swivel. This chest of drawers will come with 6 different sets of pretty deep drawers. Now on the back of the chest of drawers, just underneath the TV, you'll find regular US outlets and then 2 USB-A outlets, not USB-Cs, and you'll find that on each side. So 4 regular US outlets, 4 regular USB outlets. It's going to be great for you to charge your Magic Bands or bring a multi-charger like what we have and charge them all at one time. Just off to the side of it, you'll have a small seating area. So you've got a couple of chairs and a mirror, a couple of lights there in case you're needing to work. And this table kind of folds out too. So whether you want to dine in the room or you're looking to get some business work done, it might be a prime opportunity. Just off the side of that, you'll find the entrance to the patio. It's really late right now, so you won't see much, but I really appreciated the pattern here. It looks like feathers in different colors. And there's also kind of a nice sheer curtain right underneath it. So since we're on the first floor, we have more of a patio than a balcony, but it is split. Chairs to sit and kind of look out. It's pretty nice. That's our room in a nutshell.
Oh, hey, you're back with me for some logistics. So there are a variety of different rooms. Standard rooms offer different views, including resort view, water view, and fireworks view. Then you've got room types of standard rooms, deluxe studios, 1, 2, 3 bedroom villas, and even cabins on the water. This hotel also offers club level with access to the Old Faithful Club Lounge and some other perks as well. And I do have to enter buzzkill mode to tell you about the price because unfortunately all this wonderful stuff is not free. Your prices are going to be dependent on your view type, your room type, and your date. So pricing for Disney World hotels is date-based like most hotels, which means at busier times your hotel is going to be a bit more expensive. Think summer and the holidays. And you can get it cheaper at times of year like February or September. And always, always, always remember to check for discounts on the Disney website. They offer discounts all the time. Whether you're local or not, you could get major discounts on hotels. So standard room types do range from about $486 to around $1,245 per night. Club level is around $500 more expensive than that. When it comes to the studios and villas, those Disney Vacation Club rooms, the base studios start around $610 per night, and that 3-bedroom grand villa can go all the way up to around $5,128 per night. And the most expensive room type is actually going to be the cabins, which start at $3,100 per night and go up to around $5,128 per night. Those prices can sound pretty high, but the fact that you can stay here for under $500 makes this the second cheapest deluxe level hotel. The only one that's less expensive is Animal Kingdom Lodge because that location is a little rough. Buses everywhere, whereas here we're very close to Magic Kingdom. Well, I guess we better explore this resort and we are going to start here. These are 55-foot tall authentic totem poles, nodding to the Native American population in the Pacific Northwest. Now, the lobby has a lot of comfortable seating. This is one of my favorite lobbies to hang out in. It does not get noisy despite having very high ceilings, which is awesome. And my favorite thing about the lobby is right over here. So in the lobby, there is a bridge, and the bridge has this little spring, bubbling up spring well, which, very cool, leads out of the lobby and out to the river in the theming outside that flows directly into the pool, or at least appears to. It's obviously filtered and broken off so that if I toss something up here, it doesn't end up in their nice pool, but it looks like it, which makes it feel kind of like you're swimming in this natural spring. Now, you can keep an eye out around the lobby and around the hotel in general for not only art depicting the landscapes of the Pacific Northwest, but also real authentic Native American art pieces and headdresses and clothing. Now, we are going to head towards a less authentic totem pole of Mickey and Goofy and Donald into Wilderness Lodge Mercantile. This is the merchandise store for this hotel, and it's pretty large. It's kind of deceptively large because it just keeps going. And right inside, we're going to see the Wilderness Lodge merch, of which there is a lot because this is a fairly popular hotel. You can get your very own inauthentic totem pole. There's a super cute Wilderness Lodge towel. They even have Wilderness Lodge ears. Really cute Wilderness Lodge loungefly. You can buy your very own Wilderness Lodge robe and some other special merch. Not Wilderness Lodge themed, but wilderness themed. Smokey the Bear, swimwear if you forgot anything. And even homeware and lots of souvenirs. Now, one thing that I always recommend is if you see something you love in the park, make sure that you grab it. Don't think, oh, they probably have that back at the hotel. If you love something, it might not be back at the hotel. So just make sure you grab it in the park. Most important part of any gift shop is right back here. This is the essentials wall where you'll find your medicine and your combs and your toothbrushes and your feminine products and anything you might need, diapers. Always important to know where this is in your hotel because you never know what you might need to come grab. And there's also a little small grocery section. Now, because there are Disney Vacation Club villas at this hotel, the grocery section actually has a good number of items. Something I will warn though is that it is going to be a lot more expensive than if you buy groceries like at the grocery stores or as grocery delivery with a lot fewer options. So I would only use the groceries here, use it sparingly and when you're in dire need. The gift shop also has its very own fireplace because there are tons of fireplaces in lodges like this. More of the beautiful Native American apparel and this, which I quite enjoy. Now here, I do want to point out, we do have one of their recreation offerings. This is an upcharge recreation offerings called Tasteful Artistry, where you can create your own wooden artwork piece, which is wild. We'll learn a lot more about the recreation this hotel has, but we're just popping out here momentarily because there isn't a ton of stuff out here besides heading out around the grounds, which we're doing soon, except Button and Bell's Game Arcade is right here, and this is the hotel's arcade. This one's large. I wonder if they have Guitar Hero. They do have Wicked Tuna, not a game I'm familiar with, but they have Guitar Hero. I wish someone was here to play with me. I love Guitar Hero. But we have got to pop back into the lobby because we've got to talk about some of the dining that's here in the lobby area. The dining at Wilderness Lodge is some of the best dining in Disney World, even though it's not talked about that much. And in fact, I would venture so far as to say that the best character meal is actually located here. That's a little bit of a debate because it doesn't have your classics like Mickey, but we'll talk about it. You'll be surprised by the characters you do get to meet there. Before we get over there though, let's talk about Whispering Canyon Cafe. Now, this is a table service restaurant with all you care to enjoy skillets. And not only are the skillets full of delicious, kind of comforting fare, but the restaurant itself comes with antics. There are jokes, there are songs, and if you ask for ketchup, you better be ready because they will bring you all of the ketchup. I saw a guy wearing the craziest hat I've ever seen in here when I walked by earlier. He seems to be gone. But Whispering Canyon Cafe, it's a more interactive restaurant. Think of it like 50s Primetime Cafe, where there are, the servers treat you like family. Maybe a little too much for some people, except it is really just kind of loud, fun, jokey times. Brunch and dinner are the options here. Brunch being, I think, the more popular option. The food, tasty, filling. You're gonna want to take a break before heading to the park after you eat that brunch. Maybe do it on your resort day. Ooh, rocks. Cool. Here's a little bit of a hint about what characters you might find at Artist Point, and that is because Artist Point offers storybook dining with Snow White. So it is a princess character meal. Snow White, the dwarves, and even the evil queen can all be found here. And the food is very good. At most character meals, maybe besides Topolino's Terrace, the food doesn't quite live up to it, but the reason you're visiting is more because of the experience of meeting the characters. That is not the case here at Artist Point. The food's delicious, the characters are fun, and it's a beautiful atmosphere. We also have here Territory Lounge. This is their sort of afternoon lounge lobby bar situation. Upscale cocktails and drinks on the menu here. Quite a nice place to pass the time. And I'm definitely going to call out, if you look at the ceiling, you've got a whole map in the ceiling. Just a very nice spot to hang. I would like to follow our lobby stream out to where it ultimately ends. So, outdoor patio for the lobby if you want to come sit out here. It is hot. But the stream comes out under those windows over there, and you can see it flowing through this beautiful landscaping. They have done such an incredible job with the landscaping and the architecture of this resort to make it feel like a mountainous lodge in the extremely flat location of Orlando, Florida. But we're following the stream. We're gonna head over here to the overlook first, crossing over the Copper Creek Falls. So beautiful here. And the hotel literally has its very own overlook. You can see the hotel in all its glory, which is currently under a bit of a renovation. It's actually a pretty significant one where several of the floors of the hotel are only accessible from certain places. So lots of work going to keep this hotel in ship shape. Waterfall. And then over to the pool, which you can see the water is flowing directly into. So cool. And from here you could even see over to Bay Lake. Many of the rooms here do have views of Bay Lake, views of the beautiful wilderness around Bay Lake, and some even have views at the very top of the castle. But let's continue on and check out the magic of that pool area, shall we? So passing the beautiful Copper Creek Falls, you find yourself at Copper Creek Springs Pool. It's pretty poppin' today. Very fun, nice pool. It is not the biggest, but it does have some great amenities, including a 67-foot water slide, a kids pool, hot and cold whirlpool spas, and more. Some very unique amenities here as well. Now before we go check out some of the more surprising amenities here, we're gonna pop back into the main building because conveniently located near the pool is Roaring Fork. This is the quick service location at Wilderness Lodge. It is where you'll find your basics and where you can just go and grab a quick meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all available, and you can expect, you know, comfort, classic American favorites, whether it's breakfast or lunch or dinner. Salads, burgers, chicken, kind of your basics, but all high quality. And this is a very pro tip, but when you're staying in a hotel, don't rely on mobile order to see all of the options in the restaurants, because sometimes mobile order misses out on some things. And particularly here at Wilderness Lodge, there are typically incredible pastries that you can come and grab. Look at that campfire cupcake right out of the case. So, you know, if it's not too much trouble, popping down and actually taking a look with your eyes can mean that you find some pretty stunning stuff, like that little bear moose dome, or this. Holy moly. This spot also has some pretty great specialty coffees. So if you're grabbing your coffee in the morning, you can get something a little more exciting by swinging here. Remember, I told you we were going to talk a bit more about recreation. There is lots at Wilderness Lodge. That will be true of any deluxe hotels. There's tons of stuff you'll be able to do. Some is going to be an upcharge, but most of it is going to be free. We do have some special stuff right now for cool kids summer, like character experiences, a pajama party. There are movies under the stars almost every single night. We can watch a movie outside over in the lawn by Reunion Station. We'll head over there. There's also family arts and crafts, Mickey tie-dye, and what really shocks me here is storytime yoga, where you can go do yoga while listening to stories about your Disney friends. And my favorite thing is the Wonders of Lodge Art and Architecture Tour, a free tour that is a 1-hour walking tour of the hotel, exploring the art, artifacts, and craftsmanship of this hotel. Now that is something you will not find almost anywhere else. But let's go check out some more of these pool amenities. There's some stuff that is a little more exciting for the grown-ups too. There is that slide sliding down through the rockwork. Lots of seating. They are soft pool chairs, not the plasticky ones. And we'll get closer. You can see a glimpse of that splash pad over there. So I think kiddos are gonna go wild for this pool. I know that's a super important part of vacation for a lot of families. Here we have Humphrey's Hideout, which is sort of a little recreation space. And yeah, look at that splash pad. It is not the coolest splash pad in Disney World. That award probably belongs to Grand Floridian's Alice in Wonderland themed one, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's still wilderness themed. I think it adds like a beautiful addition and some nice character to an already gorgeous pool deck. This little rocky area seems like it might not be that interesting. Nothing might really be going on here, but I'll assure you something is actually going on here. This is Fire Rock Geyser. Fire Rock Geyser is a geyser that goes off every hour on the hour at Wilderness Lodge. Sometimes you'll see that it's not on or not working. It is 3:59 right now. I did not plan that. So we're gonna stand here and see if it goes off in a minute. All right, it's 4:01 now and it's not erupting. So lucky for you, you get to see old footage of it erupting. When in doubt, if you really want to see the geyser, ask the cast member if it's operating when you check in, because they'll have the most up-to-date information. One of the most exciting parts of Wilderness Lodge is the Geyser Point, and this is the pool bar and grill. It is an outdoor dining location with a bar as well as seating all around. It is covered and it is right on the water. This is an incredible restaurant with great food, including their more famous bison burger. They've got cocktails inspired by the Pacific Northwest, and they have delicious desserts, great beer on draft. It's just a nice spot. Let's try it out. Today I had the turkey BLT sandwich. I enjoy this. It wasn't a standout because it was like black pepper turkey, which I do really love, but it wasn't anything like too crazy. I enjoyed the avocado puree and it had nice slices of cheese on it. The bread was very good, had seeds. It came with fries, which was awesome, and I did add $5 to get the chili edamame, which I housed. This was tasty and a nice refreshing snack. I do recommend this one because it is cold, so if you're eating here at this restaurant in the middle of the day, something like the bison burger or the steak sandwich might just be a little too heavy in the heat. So this one was nice from a cold perspective. It was a little bit cheaper, but it wasn't a standout. Don't come here for this. Come here for the bison burger and the drinks. One of the coolest things about it is that at night, if you stay at this restaurant, you can watch the electrical water pageant, which is a light up water parade that happens in Bay Lake right next to the hotel. You can watch it from your seat at the restaurant, so that's pretty cool. They also tend to have sports on, so if you're trying to catch a game while you're here, see if Geyser Point will put it on. As a deluxe hotel, you can expect to see some campfire activities, whether that's making s'mores. You can buy a s'mores kit for purchase, or you can get marshmallows for free. I usually just eat the free marshmallows because the s'mores kit has these Mickey marshmallows, which are super cute, yes, but they're a little weird texturally. Now, on the other side of Geyser Point is Geyser Point's mobile order. This is the pool bar, so you can actually mobile order the full menu here and come and pick it up, take it to your room, or take it to the pool. So you have this and Roaring Fork as super easy poolside options. Now, continuing on, we're headed over into the Boulder Ridge Villas area and the Boulder Ridge pool area. Now, this is the Disney Vacation Club section of this hotel. Let's take a look at a map just so you understand sort of where we've been walking, what we've been doing. So the green is the main hotel that we've been seeing so far. We're heading into the pink down here, the expanded Disney Vacation Club villas. All along the water here, those are the cabins. We're popping over here to see Reunion Station before we check out that other pool. Reunion Station is basically the community hall, which is something you'll find at Disney Vacation Club resorts and is typically where there's additional recreation and activities during your stay. You can fish as part of the recreation here. This lawn up here is where you'll find the movie Under the Stars most nights and the pajama party. This is where you might find the crafts going on. You can sometimes borrow games for your hotel room. We can't go in right now because there's a private event, but great spot to stop by if you're having a resort day or a little bit of an early evening. Also cornhole, foosball, ping pong. Just a nice family day by the water to be had at Reunion Station. If you are interested in something like a fishing cruise or a fireworks cruise or boat or bike rentals, then that little rental barn is right across the way. I love renting bikes at Disney World. However, this isn't the best place to do it, and you're actually very close to the best place to do it. You're just a very short boat ride away from Fort Wilderness, which is the campground. Has tons of recreation and amenities, horseback riding, archery classes, kayaking, you name it. And biking around that resort is one of my favorite things. So if you're gonna rent bikes, take a boat ride and do it over there. That's also where you'll find Hoop-Dee-Doo, Disney World's only dinner show. One of the best entertainment options in Disney World. So if that sounds fun, you could also pop over and do that. For a full tour of Fort Wilderness, I do have that on the channel, and we've got lots of videos of us experiencing some of that recreation. The cabins. This is kind of the creme de la creme of places to stay. These are fully private cabins. They are right on the water with screened in areas, their own private hot tubs, full kitchens. These are the sort of luxury VRBO vacation rental style stays. Definitely on the more expensive side when it comes to lodging, but you know, you can kind of have all your different options when you're staying here. Something super fun is that you look down in the ground. The theming does continue there. Well, you'll see little animal prints moving around the pavement, which is such a cute touch. And then we've got a couple other Disney Vacation Club amenities, like the grills that you'll find right here. Gas grill, you can grill out. Lots of walking trails, so you can go for a run or get a nice morning walk in before it gets too hot. And there's even some sport courts on the property as well. So lots to do without ever stepping foot off of the resort property. Now there is a second pool that was added to go with the Disney Vacation Club extension. You don't have to be Disney Vacation Club to use this pool though. It is the Boulder Ridge pool, has a little bit more of an industrial theme to it. One catch is it's a little bit further away from the dining, but it is still very close to Geyser Point. Has its very own spa, and it's a little bit quieter than the main pool, so the main recreation happens over at the other pool. Louder music will play over there, so if you want a more quiet, relaxed experience, this is going to be the pool to head to. Located right over here by this pool is actually the health club, so this is where your fitness center is going to be. And Wilderness Lodge also has a salon that may be open during your stay. You know, signs of a deluxe resort. A lot of Disney hotels do not have a gym. This one does. Now this hotel is located in the Magic Kingdom area, so very close to Magic Kingdom. It is just a quick boat ride away. Primarily, the way you'll get around from Wilderness Lodge is going to be bus transportation, which happens just out front of the lobby. So to show you where I am, the lobby is just that way. There's the arcade that we were at earlier, and the bus stop is just down here. Buses will get you all around Disney World. Every 20 minutes or so is when a bus will come, and there is this handy dandy screen out here where you can keep an eye on when the buses will come. Right now it's not showing it, but typically it does. Bus stops, you can take a bus to Fort Wilderness, you can take a bus to Magic Kingdom, as well as the other parks, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, Blizzard Beach, Epcot, Disney Springs, Typhoon Lagoon. Now, buses do not typically run direct to the water parks, so you'll have to check. Here's the screen. The little screen to tell you if you need to transfer. So for instance, I get to Typhoon right now, you'd have to take the Disney Springs bus and transfer, but you could go direct to Blizzard Beach. These screens are great though, because they do tell you an ETA of when the buses will arrive. Let's go find that train room. One of the secrets of this hotel. If you are staying on the Disney Vacation Club side, there's actually a dedicated lobby area check-in for Disney Vacation Club, so we're gonna head down this little boardwalk. So look, it has its very own little lobby area. Not quite as impressive as the one in the main hotel, but still very cute. I particularly love the little bird cage centerpiece here. Has its very own fireplace. It smells really good in here. It smells like wilderness and fireplace. Here's that Sturdy Branches Health Club I was telling you about. So you can enter it from right here. State-of-the-art equipment, cool towels, you know, the typical stuff of a deluxe health club. And my favorite thing about this little area is the train room, which is right here. Carolwood Pacific Fairweather Route train room, which is basically a beautiful little study where you can come and hang out. Has its very own fireplace, some model trains all around, and the vibes are just so calm in here and sweet. It's also just got kind of an upscale vibe, and so upscale that we used it as our fancy mansion set when we filmed our murder mystery video here in Disney World. We filmed in here. So if you check out that video, it's a wacky one of my favorites we've ever done though. So if you like our videos, I do recommend taking a look. A little interactive dominoes table. Oh my gosh, what else can you play? Oh my gosh, there's so many options for games. Air hockey, it's pretty cool. Maybe you're starting to get a sense of why I love this hotel so much. It just has a lot to offer, the vibes are awesome, and it's not the most expensive. Lots of wins. You can also drive your own car to Wilderness Lodge. Parking is free if you are a hotel guest. Otherwise, you can really only park if you have a reservation to dine here, but it's free in those instances as well. Otherwise, though, you do have to have a confirmed reservation either to stay or to dine here. Now, I've mentioned it a few times that your path to Magic Kingdom is going to be on a water taxi. I love taking a boat to Magic Kingdom, so I don't mind at all that that is the primary way you'll get to and from that park. It is a very quick boat ride, about 10 minutes. And I think that we should put it to the test. How long does it really take? Let's show it off. Let's see how to get to Magic Kingdom from here. Now, similar to the buses, the boat is going to be busier at busier times. You might find yourself waiting a boat or two if you're trying to get to or from the park at one of those times like park open or park close after fireworks. It can get busy, but you'll still move relatively quickly. They do scale up the amount of boat trips when it's going to be busier. So I typically notice I wait longer in the middle of the day, 10, 15 minutes than I do in those busy times because they know it's going to be busy. While we're on the way over there, let's talk checkout, and then I'm going to answer that question of, is it worth it? Checkout is at 11 a.m. and it is automatic, so you don't need to do anything. You can just leave. Your hotel folio is emailed to you in the morning very early on the last day of your stay, so check that out. Make sure there are no errors, and if there are any, head by the front desk. I have stayed in Disney hotels dozens of times, and I've only had an error one time, but worth checking every time, so you don't want to get overcharged for something. So to decide if Wilderness Lodge is worth it, we need to talk about the perks that you get here. This is a deluxe hotel, which means it's going to have more perks than most Disney hotels in those moderate and value categories. Like all Disney hotels, this one will give you early entry to the parks 30 minutes prior to opening every single day, park of your choice. Because it's a deluxe hotel, however, you also get extended evening hours. These are on select nights and select parks, and will give you extra hours in the park after it closes, usually about 2 hours. If you want to see this perk in action, go ahead and check out the video where I rode every single ride in Disney World in one day, only made possible because of that perk. So go check that out. You've also got Disney's free transportation all around via bus or boat to get you around Disney World. Staying here, you can also book with the Disney dining plan. If you would like to do that, where you book a dining plan, you can find out if this is worth it in our video breaking it down on the channel now. It is only an option if you stay in a Disney hotel, so that you get that perk of having that option at all. So pros and cons. That is a fat squirrel, sir. Oh wait, you're doing cute stuff. This is why you're chunky. Pros of this hotel is it's got an incredible theme, one of the best themes in Disney World, one of the most well executed and beautiful. It is a deluxe resort, but at a lower price. So if you want to stay in that deluxe category, you want those extended evening hours, this is one of the cheapest ways you can do that. It's relaxing, but also family friendly. It manages to do both in a way that some Disney hotels really lean more into either the relaxing or the family friendly. This one walks the line perfectly. It's got great dining options, everything from a character meal to a wacky restaurant with antics, delicious quick service, and the beloved pool bar Geyser Point. You can see the fireworks from parts of the hotel at a distance, but you can see them, as well as water pageant views. And because of its location here on the water, kind of far from main activity of Disney World, it's pretty quiet. One con of this hotel is the cost, though it is on the cheaper end for deluxe hotels. Deluxe hotels are still expensive. You're still probably paying more than $400 a night for a room here, almost $500, and that's pricey and on the lower end. It doesn't have the most Disney theming, though you can see some Disney theming around the hotel. It isn't super in your face, so if you want more aggressive or iconic Disney theming, this hotel doesn't quite deliver on that. The standard rooms can feel a bit small, the ceilings can feel a bit low, so that's something to be aware of when booking. It does have fewer dining options than other deluxe hotels, even if they are good, and it's a bit further from Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. Hence the fact that there's a little bit less transportation options. This hotel won't get you on the monorail. The boats only go to Magic Kingdom. There's no Skyliner. So there are hotels with better proximity, better transportation options, particularly in the Epcot area where you can walk to 2 parks. Overall, as I get on this boat, I think it's worth it. It is my objectively judged best hotel in Disney World for many reasons, and I think it's worth the spend in a way that some hotels like Grand Floridian aren't really worth the amount that they charge. That said, the answer of if you should get booking or keep looking really depends on you and your family and the kind of trip you want. If you don't plan on spending a ton of time at your resort, then you probably don't need to splurge on a resort like this, because you won't get a chance to take advantage of all the amenities if you're spending every moment in the parks. In that case, check out the value category, particularly ones that have access to the Skyliner, like Art of Animation and Pop Century, because that could mean a cheap stay, great transportation to get you to the parks. You can really maximize your stay without needing all the extra amenities a hotel like this offers. But if a few resort days are in the card for you and the theme resonates, I can wholeheartedly recommend Wilderness Lodge. Okay, all in, the boat ride took 11 minutes, so it's very quick and easy, and it's pleasant and nice and chill because you're on a boat on the way to Magic Kingdom, and there's nothing better than that. The boats also don't tend to deal with as much traffic as the buses do, would do literal road traffic, and the monorail can even get backed up dealing with a little bit of traffic. The boats don't really have that issue, just because there's a lot of water to be in. So they run a little bit surprisingly more consistently which is why I'm a ferry boat over monorail truther when it comes to getting from the TTC to Magic Kingdom. After going through a dedicated security line, you'll find yourself at the gates of Magic Kingdom. Super easy, literally under 15 minutes to get here. Even with a wait, it could be 20, definitely under 30 minutes to get here. Pretty incredible location. And with that, you've seen Wilderness Lodge, one of my favorite hotels in Disney World, and the one that I objectively ranked the best. If you're still here, like this video and drop this secret code in the comments if you made it all the way. And don't forget to subscribe because we spend all week uploading info, tips, games, and more from Disney World and beyond. Because we're serious about fun here. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.